Cost segregation is a financial service that can greatly benefit owners of real property. The IRS and the federal government encourage property owners to take advantage of this service because it increases cash flow, which can then be reinvested into the property or used to benefit the business in some other way. The fees or the benefits of cost segregation far outweigh the fees, and so it's fun to be able to offer such a service when oftentimes we're engaged for projects that are compulsory in nature. And saving clients money is obviously one of the best ways to keep them happy. So I'm going to introduce Jim Lemperis now, who's going to come on and tell you a little bit more about cost segregation.
The benefit of cost segregation is to properly classify and depreciate building costs. The benefit of that is it increases depreciation. The increased depreciation, as you might know, depreciation is not a true cash expense. It's a non-cash expense. And the increased depreciation reduces taxable income. When you reduce taxable income, you pay less by the way of federal income tax. So the increased depreciation is really an enhancement to cash flow. And that cash flow, as Tom pointed out, can be utilized for a myriad of reasons. Most of the time what we find is clients that own real estate or corporations that own real estate are in the highest tax brackets. And they utilize this additional cash flow for either dividends to themselves or for reinvestment in their businesses or acquisition plans. How can it benefit your clients? It can benefit because typically in real estate, in a building such as the one we're in here, which is a high-rise in the city, for those of you on the webcast, it's depreciated over 39 years, excluding land. So if this building that we're standing in here is a $20 million building, land might be worth 20% of that, or $4 million. You've got $16 million of depreciable basis. That $16 million, if you don't do a cost segregation analysis, is depreciated over 39 years. So you get 1/39 of $16 million for 39 years. It's a long time to actually recoup your investment. You're outlaying $20 million. $4 million of it you get no depreciation in land, and $16 million of it you actually begin depreciation, you get 1/39. Cost segregation allows you to identify components of that that can be depreciated more quickly. Depreciated more quickly would be 5 years, 7 years, or 15 years. And I'll kind of discuss that for you in a little bit here. Okay, are cost segregation studies expensive? Generally, the answer would be no, they're not that expensive. Whereas I put in this slide here, they range from $10,000 to $35,000 in fee. If you think about what the benefits would be, this would generally be a small fraction. Most of the time, I'd say clients receive a net present value benefit of at least 5 times the fee. We see them as high as 100 or 200 times the professional fee. So the current present value benefit of the accelerated depreciation generally far outweighs the professional fees associated with doing cost segregation. Why do cost segregation if I get depreciation in the future anyways? And I think that's the $64,000 question. Why do it? I'm going to get the depreciation if I own the real estate 39 years or 27 years if I'm owning an apartment building. Well, here, I think we gave a little bit of an example here. Would you rather depreciate your machine and equipment over 39 years? So if you bought a lathe or if you bought a copier machine, would you depreciate that over 39 years? And most of us in this room would say, no, you wouldn't do that. You know better than depreciate over 39 years because what you want is you paid for that copier machine. It cost you $10,000. You'd like to recoup some of that by way of depreciation sooner. So. Okay, here's an example. We did a Lexus dealership, and the Lexus dealership, it was a, let's see, what was it? It was a new construction. So by having the analysis done on just a small Lexus dealership, the federal income tax deferred is $175,000. So that's just year one. That's just the depreciation you got in the first year. So because many of these items that we're going to identify, like I said, carpeting and the wiring and the conduit that goes to the projector, because those items are 7 years depreciation, you get that depreciation over 7 years. This example is just the first year's benefit. So quantifying all the future years' benefits and present valuing those future benefits today results in a net present value benefit at the bottom there of almost $450,000. Yes. The senior man who runs our cost segregation group, he's been with us for 15 years. Before that, he was with Deloitte. Before that, he was with Arthur D. Little and others. He's been at this for about 35 years. Fortunately, we've got a man with a lot of gray hair and experience as to what would qualify and what would pass review with the IRS. In my 12 years with Cambridge and all the analyses that we have done, you know how many times we've had anything overturned by the IRS? Zero. 12 years that I've been at this, zero. Not once. Not once. Why us? Why not? Cambridge Partners certainly has a great reputation in the market. If you were to ask for references, we'd be able to give them to you. We work with accountants and attorneys and bankers, corporate America, members of the Fortune 500. We really do have a lot of experience. We're rendering 100, 200 engagements each year, which might include a multitude of properties, not just a single property. We don't use subcontractors, we use our own full-time employees. We understand the complexity of this, and we are a fairly priced firm. You could go to the Big Four. People have come from the Big Four. We are a little bit more price advantageous than they are. Here's some